Good morning, and welcome to another wonderful adventure in Daily Devotionals with John. And today we are talking about the F word. That's right, that big F word, failure. Ugh. Have you ever failed at anything in your life? Never? If you're like me, you probably have daily failures, things that just don't go right all the time. That's like most of us, I would say. We've all failed. We all have weaknesses that cause us to fail, and it stinks. It stinks. Sometimes it brings us down. It brings us into depression and other terrible negative states of being. But, you know, Paul in the Bible was no different. He was no different than you and me. He had failures as well. And today we're in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And we see Paul, and he starts talking about boasting. He starts talking about how boasting is a necessary thing, but it's never really profitable, especially for yourself or for your own soul for that matter, unless it's used in a proper way. Meaning, if you're boasting about Jesus or boasting about something that's positive, that is external and not selfish, but something that's maybe spiritually positive. But he had that problem. Paul was a boaster back many years before in the first half of his life, in his negative half of his life. He was a boaster. And he says here in chapter 12, "Therefore, so that I would not exalt myself, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to torment me, so that I would not exalt myself. Concerning this, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it would leave me." And that brings us to our scripture for the day. "But the Lord said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness." And that is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness." So concerning this thorn in Paul's side, everybody wants to ask about that thorn. What was the thorn? What was it? Was it SpongeBob sitting there being annoying to him the whole time and just babble, babble, babble? We don't know. And most scholars, they don't really know either. There's a lot of speculation. Some people say that it could be a physical ailment of some sort, like poor eyesight, or an actual physical hurt. It could be psychological or spiritual ailments. It could be depression. It could be temptation with bodily desires. It could even be opposition to his ministry. It could be opposition of people from inside his ministry or outside his ministry that continually kept him, I don't want to say the word humble, but it kept him from boasting so much about himself. It brought him down in a way. It was just a negative thing that happened to me, but to him. But then he says, "Therefore I will most gladly boast all the more about my weakness, so that Christ's power may reside in me. So I take pleasure in weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and in difficulties for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." One thing is for certain here. You must learn to live with failure. You really should. In fact, you probably ought to embrace it, because it's in your failures that God's power works best in you. Everyone has weaknesses. Everyone fails a lot. Even the most successful people have probably failed more than you and me have. The difference is the way that they respond to failure. That's the key to success right there, is how we respond to failure. Those who admit their failures can look forward to an extra measure of God's strength to help them through their failures and on to greater things. So that brings me to my question. If the key to success is how we respond to failures, how will you respond to failure the next time that you face it? Blessings. I hope this has touched you in some way. If it has, please feel free to share it. Give it a thumbs up. subscribe to the channel and click the little jingle bells so you'll get notified the next time I upload a video. And I will see you next time.